What is going on, everyone? Jamie back here. We're going to do another video with FlipAlert. If this is your first one, you're literally going to watch me source as I source what I do, see what's going on. These are slightly staggered purposely. Leads may still be there, but purposely going to push these out a couple days. If you like this, like, subscribe. You want more of me, more people like me, check out the buy box. I'll leave a link down below. That's a group where you can get FlipAlert. Private coachings, and also just kind of a general group. As you can see, there's someone in coaching right now as far as everything that's going on. So, and if you don't want any of that, that's totally okay as well. So without further ado, if nothing else, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. If you want to see things a little bit different than what I'm doing right now, let me know. I would love to get some feedback. So for me, first couple of things I'm checking. One, I'm going to my track deals, anything I have tracked. Recent notifications, just taking a look, see if anything's potentially there. I know I bought these, which may end up being a bad buy, but it is what it is. We'll look at these again. And I'm going over like the last day or so, 7 hours. I'll look at them. Doesn't mean these things are going to be good, but I will open them up and take a look at them. Or 17 hours ago, that doesn't look like it's potentially good at all. I'll open it, but it probably isn't. Don't want to buy these shoes, honestly. I'm trying to stay. I think I got those bought. I'll look at this. We looked at the last video, but I'll open it up. And we're about at a day. It's 2 days from there, so not a ton of stuff. So we'll go through here. These are $9.99. I wanted to get them. If I'm going to buy them, probably get them down at $7.99. I know a lot of people got them down there, so I'd pass on that. Let's take a look. And a lot of these I will open up and take a look at, just to kind of see, is Amazon currently out of stock or not? All right. Looks like they came in for a brief minute at 16 people or at 30. So probably not there. I don't know why I had cat food, probably from a long time ago when there was a shortage, like in January 2022, and they spiked up. I think I was selling them around here at the time. Possibly not, but there's no point on that one. Jeusu. Is Amazon in stock on this guy? Nope, someone else is. Okay. Just looking at day on this one. So you came in at 24. Would 24 make sense? No, not even. People are starting to liquidate stock, which is unfortunate. I've sold these before. Actually, just got one of these back, ironically. Let's go, though. Let's take a look. They were like $9.99 or something like that. Yeah. So another tool I use if you're new to Amazon is Rough Seller. Some people use Seller Amp, some people use Ace and Cent. These are just a calculator tool. One thing I like about these is I know I've looked at this because there's a $9.99 in there. So I know that if I don't see that price, I'm probably not even that remotely interested. They did come in at $9.99 again. They were down there, but I would need that $9.99 to even consider it, because I would want to get up to 22 to 24 price range based on what these sellers are. There's nothing there. I'm going to be moving quick and talking fast. With this also as well, there's a chance we find nothing. We could spend 20, 30 minutes an hour, but it's showing up, excuse me, every single day doing this, which it is the reps that you put in, but also time you put in, but also like more importantly, consistently learning. It's 45, that was 58. I don't know why I had this here. This a long time ago got it, but it's consistently showing up. It was back when this was like 100, dropped to 45. That makes more sense, but it sucks now. I don't know if I'm going to fall for this trap again. I think I had to sell a bunch of these out. I'm unsure. This would be something I'd want to go look at my inventory lab to see what I have sold, and I'm not going to pull into that right this moment. This might be something I would check off screen. 121. I mean, maybe. It looks like, but let's first do our checks. Would that make sense? $18 on 25% is okay if it stays up there. I don't know that it will or won't. I mean, it does look like, I'd like to get it at the 60 price point more than the 71. This might be a thing I just revisit once we're done with this, because I would want to see, did I purchase this in the past? And the reality is I have all my sources and suppliers sitting in the inventory lab, so I really don't want to share that. I think hopefully you can understand that much. But let's keep going. So that's a possibility. If that were to show through, I wouldn't buy a ton of them. They're really high ranked. It'd be like, are they oversized? They're standard. So I'd buy, 2, 3 of them, and be ready potentially if some other people are buying them to potentially do that. As a matter of fact, what I'm probably gonna do is so if you buy 3, there's also a business discount, which sometimes this is a big deal actually. So I'm gonna do this purposely. This section right here, this business discount, is a big deal. It helps drive costs down. So with that being said, there is a chance that maybe I would look at that more. I'm going to, as silly as it sounds, probably grab just a couple, and I'm going to check them out and literally check them out and come back to them. And if I found that they did suck, then I would probably cancel the order before it goes through. Amazon doesn't seem to care too much about canceling the order. They care much more about returning things, and people have got their business accounts suspended. And if you're wondering what is a business account, it's a separate account that you can get for your business. You can get orders tax-free. You get additional business discounting. I'm just not sharing that over on my left side just for the simple sake of it literally has my business name and all that stuff. And I don't really want all of you guys to come follow me. So in that retrospect, so there's some stuff for just the sake of the business I have to keep away and out of the public eye to sustain the business. These were down at 6 something. Is that what they were? Let me look. I suppose I could just look at Keepa. 625. Man, that would have been good. Just missed that one. That would have been $10, but luckily I have that sitting up there. I'm looking here. Sometimes when you open this side tab up, and what I did with that is just basically I wanted to see more. Nope, not that way. I've looked at more of them. Sometimes Amazon will pin themselves somewhere down here when they're out of stock, and they're back ordered because they're not going to be in the buy box. But I also want to set this up on FlipAlert, which we'll talk about shortly. If you're going to do this, I'm going to set this for $7. Amazon FBA update a task. So we got through all of those. Unfortunately, I missed potentially 1 or 2, but this is the power of if you're setting tracks on Keepa or with FlipAlert, you can then potentially get more leads that way than just what you're searching for that day. And then my next step would be I have my FlipAlert 2.0. Did anything come through? Let's look at this. I have no idea what this is. Okay, it's $100. The Starlinks is down at 100. The pricing's been 160. What do they look like? Unfortunately, I think maybe I saw it and I just quickly set a task. But if you're gonna buy from third party, you really want to look at the ratings. This dude's 81. That's absolutely for me at least, especially with that few of rating counts, 161's garbage. I'm not buying from this dude. I don't trust him. If I'm being 100% honest, maybe it was a different person that was lower on price at the time. No, it wasn't. I just saw. It's really interesting. FBA, he's 100%, 161. Let's take a look. I'm getting conflicting messaging. That's use acceptable. If we say 81 positive over the lifetime. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good in that. Even if the last little bit they've been really good for it look like Keepa show that I'm still good. I'm not gonna trust that. So we check that out. So then once we've done that, I like to do 2 things. One, I have some tasks set up, just some real basic tasks no shoes. 2 non-shoes, actually high profit, high ROI items, and these are in the tasks. So you can go through and adjust these. And what these are essentially doing are kind of filtering what you actually see, versus if you just go to the straight dashboard, or maybe not anymore. Basically, this thing kicks through every single item on Keepa, and then through price drops, you can set a task. Come on, it's being a little weird. Interesting. Let me just refresh this. It's up there again. But so through setting these tasks, maybe we can go back to tasks. There we go. We can, for example, this is known shoes, $4 profit. With reality, I set to 3. This is like a very open filter to kind of get more of the things to come through. I'm at really high BSR. I purposely do that. Once again, I want to see more. And this one, I have minimum 2 sellers. So this one specifically, I'm looking for potentially FBA items, Amazon items, and I want to see 2 sellers on this at least, so we can hopefully clear out some of the like PL products. We'll still get a bunch from, don't get me wrong, but we can clear out at least a few of those, and then also unranked items. And I have just a couple filters running together to, let me go away and come back, to kind of get this view here. So I do 2 things. One, I will go through something, I'll go through this, and we literally are just going one by one. And what you probably can't see, actually, the more I realize this, let me do one thing real quick. You can't see this. So I'm going to move myself over off to this left side because it's probably important to see. You still can't get it, maybe. I'm just noticing when I hover over something, like we might be out of screen. So let me do this real quick. Let's see. Real time. Otherwise, I may have to adjust this slightly. Yeah, the hover over unfortunately is not showing through, even with me moving my. So for whatever reason, OBS is not letting me show. There's a hover over screen which you can't see when I'm going through these, showing if I should look at them or not. That honestly kind of sucks. Doesn't show me a hover over. I'm just seeing, is there anything else I can do to adjust that? Is there anything? I don't think so, unfortunately, because there's a hover over that shows up and it shows me a Keepa graph. So I'm going to, unfortunately, this is going to be a little less interactive. That sucks. Sucks a lot, honestly. For some reason, it just will not grab that. And for the sake of arguments, nope. Okay, let's grab me. I'm going to pull me back up here just in case. Maybe we can get a hover over down here. Nope. I'm going to try one last idea. Sorry for this. I was running with no, the hover over for some reason OPS won't pull through. That stinks. Or at least I don't know how to pull through. That sucks a little bit, if I'm being 100% honest. But we'll still, so I'll have to explain these things as we go, and we'll have to play with them a little bit. I'm going to adjust screen just a little bit again and get this to match up, so you can see mine as much of my screen as I can get. Unfortunately, so that does not show through. That's no fun at all. I will work on that side of it. So I'll have to explain that. So what I mean by the hover over, I'm just going to open this up. It essentially will hover over. Let's see here. We go to back over here. Make sure we're good. We're good. It would show like a little miniature Keepa screen over here. Yeah, that's basically, it would show a little mini Keepa screen in here, like on the bottom, kind of where my face was. So what I'm going to do, once again, just in case for some reason it shows through, we'll move me over left. Let's keep going. I will work on that for the next video. Okay, but let's go anyway. I'll explain this one. This one does have a steep drop, so I will open that up and we'll look at it. Same idea with this one. When steep drop is literally like you'll see a graph and it just drops down. So again, an idea what I mean by that. What I'm seeing is this graph, and there's a very steep drop here. Someone's dropping the price down at Pattern Products. Interesting. Pattern's dropping these down. I wonder if Pattern's trying to get out of stock of these, or they're chasing Amazon. Let's take a look. For the sake of argument, could we purchase them at that price point? If it made sense, we could. Amazon's down at that price too. Like, I kind of wondered, who's chasing who here? I don't really know. I'll be honest, and it's really high rank, so I'm probably not buying it regardless. You can see drops are non-existent, 6 a month, so I'm probably not buying that product. When we're looking at that, I'm still going to, what's one thing, I'm definitely going to try to get approved for everything all the time, just to keep trying to hopefully virtual signal that we can do that. And if you're wondering, yes, my store is hidden up here. I have an extension that hides that purposely. Let's look at this guy. This one also had that drop. So this is when I say drop, this is what I'm referring to. Really seeing this, and it came down. So I will make sure that I make reference to that, and and I don't know why with my recording software, it's just not showing that extra piece inside of FlipAlert. It definitely shows up in FlipAlert. So that's the last time I mentioned that. Let's try to get approved. This is too new. I'm not going to buy it, but I just wanted to see, can I get approved? We can. Cool. I mean, it's just, yeah, 78 days. I'm not going to buy something that new. We got the little giant. We're going to keep going on. And this is literally the process. If you stop watching the video right here, this would literally be what you're going to see me do. Basically, look for, there's a little hover graph in the bottom. Wish I could show this, but it's just not going to let me. And continue on. And I'm trying to avoid things that look PL. This looks PLE. This looks PLE. This looks PLE. What I mean by that, just like if you look at the photo, looks very PLE, very overdone. The title look like the name of the item looks kind of weird. Maybe this isn't, but it does look very PL-like, and the graph would indicate that as well. It's very straight lined, and then you can also see some lightning deals are happening and things like that. So it's the versus something like this. Barely, I know that brand. I know it's a thing. Amazon's been on it. A lot of PL brands. Amazon isn't on them. So there's all that stuff going on. Have to get approved for this brand. If we look at this, this is a potential. It is ranked higher. It's kind of a weird color too, or weird, what's the name of it? Pattern? Yeah. It's of one size. It's definitely dropped, come back up. There's potential here. I don't know that I'm not very interested in like most women's things, because last year my sales rank, or not my sales rank, my return rate was absolutely stupid. And I identify that it's mostly women's products. Specifically like shoes, clothing, purses, things like that. Yeah, I need 100 units. Okay. That just disqualifies it anyway. So let's continue on. I don't love the idea of this style of kind of like shoe. I'm curious. Yeah, that'll pull up. It's so weird to me. Okay. That just won't show. Okay. Not going to deal with any of these kind of shoes for that same reason. Adidas, like when I look at this in the graph, it doesn't look good. So we'll keep going. Metamucil, maybe. Let's open that up. Let's open this up. There's more of the shoes. There's more of this Best or Q. This is just like a PL product that just like they have tons and tons and tons and tons of variations which shows up. Let's look at this. And like I said, if you watch nothing else, is literally what I'm doing. But we will break down Keepas if you want to keep going. Rocky, maybe this one. I think I've sold some of these shoes. I think I might have got one returned even sitting in the warehouse right now. Smart Q, that just looks like a PL product. Levi's obviously isn't. Nope. Hanes maybe, unlikely though. Bali, I think I'm gated, but I'll take a look at it. And I'm opening a lot more stuff than probably I need to, but I like to open more products than less. It gives me just another pair of eyes, specifically like if I'm looking in this small little area, and even if you could see the pop up that's like over in like the corner over here, you can't really see it. It's like no, I can't even point towards it. It literally would be way over in the corner, way over there. The opposite corner where my face cam was at. Like it's still small. And it gives you an indicator, but I still like to open these things up. And here, Keepa, maybe Sigma Beauty, unlikely, but I said I open more than I really should with all these. So we're going, and this will go a couple pages back, and then we'll walk you through kind of what my next step would be with this. And this is something I do 2, sometimes 3 times a day, sometimes occasionally, even on my phone. I'll pull up in FlipAlert on a browser, and we'll do the same thing. New Balance, unlikely. No, Bates, no. Maybe that one. That lightsaber, that might just be a large bulky item. There was just another one of those big drops that happened there. Maybe the Camelback, unlikely though. Just looking at the charts, it doesn't look particularly great. Ironically, I can see on my phone that there was a FlipAlert potential. Oh, yeah, this is showing through. I'm going to actually pause that. But to give you an idea, it saw it, so let me know. And sometimes it airs out like this. I'm not quite sure what happens with this. There we go. Inactive. Cool. Let's continue on. Let's just look through some of these. Amazon's not on here if they're at 59. It's only 138 days. Probably realistic, like a 59 item at 35-ish. Not going to make sense. Let's look at this. 25. I don't know who this person is. JT's got him down at 25. Let's look at 1 day. It looks like 20 to 25 is the price. Someone dunked this down at $7. 0% with 36 reviews. Yeah, no way you're buying that. Okay, cool. I will try to get approved for this as well. I'm just going to try to get approved just for the sake of getting approved. But you can see down here the brand, Sigma Beauty. Sigma Beauty, I wouldn't buy this. You guys couldn't pay me to buy this. And if you're new to all this, reason for that, I got approved. So in theory, I could go try to buy out the brand and play that game. And it's not a game I want to play. If I see the brand on there with stock or someone that looks like the brand, I just don't buy. And I'm willing to bet if we go down to the Keepa graph lower, between Amazon and them, they're on there. And then, yep, Amazon and the brand pretty much. And you can see that graph that's very steady. There's less jagged lines on that. And yeah, this is just asking for trouble. I must have looked at this and it must have been 43 at one point. I'm actually curious. I'm going to open up this tab on a business page. Did I buy these already? I did not. I was looking at them at one point at 43, and it obviously didn't make sense. Down at 32 doesn't make any more sense. Makes a little more sense if you're okay holding something for a while. It is also 37 pounds of bulky, so there's a lot of things working not in your favor with that. But you can see so they're in right now at 32. They're not going to sell a ton. Amazon does come in and out of stock, so that's promising. We may be able to get maybe one of these sold a month, maybe. Like, I'm just anticipating if I buy this, I need enough money and ROI to deal with this bulky thing. If I'm not using a prep center, which I'm not, it's 37 pounds. This is going to fit like in a medium U-Haul box, just this item. Medium U-Haul, I believe, is like 18, 16. This is 16, 9. So like one of these are basically one per box. So you're gonna have box costs associated with that. And let me see if the calculator. Calculators have a tendency to go for me a little lower, 16 bucks on 37 pounds. I'm gonna assume, like, how far do I want to go with this to play really safe? Let's just go like 25, 24 pounds, 25, just to kind of really make sure. And if this does go up on 24, not 34. Let's go like 24. I'm figuring closer to like 75 cents a pound. This gets kind of borderline. I just don't believe that the calculator is going to be correct with this. Large, bulky, plus it's like, I know from my bulky items, they go a little further away on average. They cost closer to like 75 cents a pound versus the old good old days. This would have been like 50 cents a pound. It would have been worst case 20 bucks, but so I'm probably passing on this. If you wanted to try to FBM them, you might be able to get away with that, depending on, yeah, they think it's going to be $60 to ship that. I don't think it'll be that much, but you get the idea. Let's move on. Monster High. These just been here, went up for a little bit, came back down. I'm not approved, and I've tried to get approved. I'll try every time. Not going to happen, more than likely. I'm still going to try, though. Don't get me wrong, even if I think it's not going to happen. Bali, same idea. 21, 27. Yeah, maybe a 43. Maybe, but probably not. All right. Frequently return due to when I see this red thing, like I ran it away. It used to be like yellow, but if I see this, I'm already out. On this one, even if it made sense, and it really doesn't. Cool. Let's look at the 69 on like even the last 30 days. That start there. If we thought we'd get to 129, still not enough like ROI percentage to deal with the boot. And unless we think we could get up much higher, like at this 298 range, which I mean, if we were to wait for the right buyer, potentially it is a real giant size 16. So it's going to be kind of unique. I just don't know that we're going to actually get this price anytime soon. We legit would just be hanging out and waiting for this to come through. And I'm trying to turn money. I don't know about you. If you had a lot of extra capital and you had a little time to wait, you probably could get this up at 280 and make a bunch of money as long as it stayed sold. This, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, I'm probably going to release today's Monday. I'll probably release this Thursday or Friday. I wouldn't be surprised if this is potentially still around. So we'll see. Not for me, maybe for you. Easton, let's look at this, 67. So this is someone else. Amazon wasn't at $39.99. I just want to see would it make sense to even try to purchase at that 67. Not really, not even close actually. Doesn't sell many at all, so I'm just moving on. I don't even know about this brand, but let's try to get approved before I look at anything else. Otherwise, there's no point of going through the entire product. Okay, so let's look at it. I don't like that it's women's for all the reasons I've mentioned. If we look at like 80, 35%, 15 bucks. This is like a borderline shoe at best. 86, yeah, 85. What am I assuming? 80, yeah. What size is this? Is a size 8. It's a decent size, I give it that. And let's do one more check. I'm trying to talk myself out of even looking at this. So what I'm doing with this is a variation checker. A lot of different of these calculators also have this in here. So we can see, okay, size 8. We can see okay, what color is this? This is the white, pink, orange. I'm just waiting for see more. White, pink, orange. So I'm looking at just kind of where's white, pink, orange even at? White, it's not even really showing up here. White, green, white, white, green, green, pink, gray, white, plush, white, navy. So we're not seeing much as far as movement. Size 8 does okay. We can see in here. White, pink, orange. No white, pink, orange in here. Like there's a bunch of indicators that tell me probably not. 9 drops a month, which tells me either they may have just been out of stock here, which is probably part of it, because you can see that they definitely sell at some point. Back here they sold it. They sell here. They're selling just at a very slow clip. And if we wanted to take another look, and the other thing I wanted to see, what is the average price? So sorry, I'm a little bit over the place. We should be able to see the average price amongst all of these shoes on this listing is about 63. So we'd have to beat the average and also have a product that's selling slow, which it could do. It's just not for me. So for all those reasons, I'm moving on. Restricted, moving on. Let's keep going. I'm trying to move through these a little quicker since I know you can't see the hover over. Nope. I don't know what this is. I'll open this up. There's another camelback. That doesn't make sense. And basically, I think I last looked at these around like 6-ish p.m. yesterday. It's very interesting. Someone's just tanking the price, probably because it's multi-pack on that. That's interesting to me. Used to sell a lot of Bath & Body Works stuff. Goodyear belts. Don't like that. You can look at this. I think, yeah, let's take a look at that. And the other thing you could do is look at price right here. Boom, boom. Like, and what those are, we're looking buy versus sell, like what you're gonna buy, and then you have profit ROI. So even if you can't see the graph, you can at least see, okay, this might make sense, and we can open up and take a deeper look at it. Let's get down. I think we're somewhere around here. Yeah. Let's see. Kindle Oasis, not buying Kindles, not trying to compete with Amazon with their own products. That makes 0 sense. I'm just trying to get a little further down. There we go. We're getting back into kind of where we were before. For me, I'm definitely more visual than kind of scanning it over here, which is why that pop-up graph comes in handy. There we go. We're back there. I know we're down where we were. All right. So we're on page 1. Let's look at a couple of these. We're going to kick to page 3 of 3. Look at a couple of these. So Amazon was in stock. Or someone, yeah, Amazon 2523 is in stock. Was in stock. And if we could have caught that, that would have been good. Quick test. This at like, what did I say, 25? So I'm just gonna set it up at like 28. And I was tracking. Okay, so I must have ran across this or saw this at some point. Okay, so we're good. That's weird. I don't know. Okay, maybe I saw. I have no idea, or maybe I said it and didn't realize it just a second ago. I don't know. Either way, it's tracked, so we're good. So someone might have made a mistake earlier. Yep, Ultimate Goods 13. They went down to 13.79. Even at that price, it wouldn't have made sense. It's all good. Let's keep going. Pop Mark the Monsters. I have no idea what this is. Can we get approved for this? We cannot. Okay. So now we're on to page 3. We're going to keep going. I don't think this makes sense. 49. That seems like a high sell price. We'll open it up. So we can, like I said, look at this stuff. But like I said, there's also that hover over, which I will figure out for the next video. Keep going. It looks like PL product, Under Armour. The graph doesn't look good. That doesn't look good. This very well may be a day where like you just missed a bunch of stuff. I bought some of these like this, but we'll open up and take a look at it. That's an X0 Soul Paint. Yeah, I know. Looks like a PL brand, very loaded with keywords. Also, if you can see the graph, it's very rigid. It goes like straight down, over, back up, and then you can also see little lightning deal blobs, which are usually an indicator of like a PL style product. You typically don't see Amazon do stuff like that because why would they? They don't have to. They want to make money from the PL sellers that are on there. Let's look at this. That had a drop. I don't think that makes sense. I don't know what that is. That's probably a PL product though. I know this brand of shoe is. It's a women's shoe though. I'll open it, but I don't like 6 extra wide on top of that. Also, the ROI doesn't look particularly like enticing for a women's shoe that's an odd size, or even a men's shoe for that matter. This keeps coming in and out of stock. I've noticed that, but I think the brand was on this. We'll see. Just kind of going through. Some people, no, not buying that. I'll pull that up and explain why. And we're already down to page 3. So let's go through these products. This was the last one. I was like, oh, no, I won't buy, even if I was approved. First, the pricing isn't low enough to deal with the large bulkiness. Second, it was down at 59, like not too terribly long ago. So I would need this, like I'd want this way down here, because this is a very, very important part. If you're looking at, so let's say you looked at 3 month. Still kind of, actually, let's just go look at the day. If you just were looking at the day, this looks awesome. $2.95, drop down. Heck yeah, we can make a lot of money, right? Let's go a week out. Okay, still, let's go a month out. 200 from 175, and it's large and bulky, doesn't make sense. And you're like, okay, that's enough by itself, but then let's kick out to a year. Oh crap, they were not too terribly long down at 59. They were up down. So we'd want 159 to 133. And if we go all time, we can kind of get a better picture. They routinely sit in like 140-ish range. So you would, and I understand inflation and all this stuff, but I'm still trying to get this down in this price point. And for like, this is the only way I'm buying this is if I can get it down like at 59. And I'm not going to, I don't know why they did this. Maybe they're running out of stock. I don't know. But yeah, this is what I would need for this to potentially make sense. And per normal, we're going to open up the seller app and try to get it to, we got approved. Cool. Yay. So we're back approved for that. And this one. So this is just roughly in third party hippie tail or hippo tails. I think this is the brand. I've seen a few of this brand show up. And so what made me think that? I've seen a few of this brand show up. I saw this thing has a crap ton of reviews. So either this is the brand or it's someone that's authorized to sell this thing. And when I open up their store, you can see that's all they're selling. This is once again Seller Amp, Asins, and they all do something similar to this. So this tells me I'm just gonna stay away from this this brand in general. Some people may feel a little more risk averse to say, cool, they come in and out. I could probably still sell some of them, and I'm going to try to buy them out. So this person literally did this. So that's not for me. Maybe it's for you. And maybe you can get away with that and feel confident with that. Not for me though. I'm very much very, very conservative. I look at my business as if it's a 7-figure asset, because it is. It's literally sold multiple millions of dollars, and profits easily made 6 figures. So I guess a 6-figure net asset. I don't know if that's the correct wording with that, but no, not even interested. High rank, even at the highest point with the current price, doesn't make sense. and Amazon came down here and stayed down there, you'd have to get away back up here, and I don't feel confident in that. I think this is what I thought was like IPL products. You can see this just straight. Looks like in October they tried to raise their price straight. I don't know why they came down here. Someone else must have, I don't know. I have no idea who was this. This was Ukami. I'd be willing to bet if we open up their store and we take a look, there's going to be a lot of, maybe not. Okay, I'm AliExpress King. Interesting. So people are trying to sell, oh no, it's Adi, not AliExpress. Okay, that's funny. I still don't, even so, I still don't like this, how steady this is. This for me is like a major flag. Like it feels more like this, more red, like up down, and like a little bit all over the place, like you see when Amazon's on a listing. I feel more comfortable with that, but I don't, so I'm passing on that. Restricted on JBL, it doesn't surprise me. All right, this is $39. All right, let's take a look. 39. Look at this bunch of bumps up and down. Amazon's, I think, have held these prices down a bit for a little bit, but they've been going in and out of stock. If we can get back up into like this, the 79, 77, 79, this starts to make sense. This is probably like the bottom end of where I want to be at, like 15 and 40%, ideally a little more. Ideally, I'm trying to push up, and you can see other people, 79, 80, 84, 85, trying to push even further up, which I don't blame them at all. Not particularly like decent size. You can see other sizes starting to go back up on price, which is cool. So this would be one you maybe could snipe. 6 is a little not as good of like sizing, but still okay. You could definitely look at that. So this would be something where you could potentially try to snag one if you're okay with, I don't know what happened there. Okay, if you were okay with like this range, this would be like at the bottom end of my range. They do sell decently fast, it seems like. So yeah, I have to be okay waiting for Amazon to stay out of stock or come back up, and potentially I have to be able to live with like 78, live with this price. Like I probably could live with like one of them. We can just hope Amazon stays out, and then hopefully they go back to here at least. So like if I got one of these, I'd buy like one. Let me see, did I buy this one specifically? No, I purchased other variations though. So, and I'm still waiting for these to show up. I purchased these back in April, so there's definitely going to be stock coming in. If I purchase this, like it would be one. That would be about it, like one. So I will continue on. Let's go. All right, this is, I have to get approved for Google, which makes sense. Request. I don't think I will get approved, but doesn't mean it's going to stop me. Transparency, okay, so I could roll with transparency if Amazon had enough of them. They don't. So I'm not going to bother with that one. And so here you'd think, okay, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I only got to 5:20 things. So we only got to 5:23 a.m. with everything here. My next step is going into Product Finder here, and I'm going to open filters. I'm going to keep these relatively loose. I am going to clear out clothing, apps, books, Kindle, magazine subscription. I'll leave the rest of these, probably digital music. Actually, I'll leave the rest of these. There's not going to be that many to show through here. Amazon FBA, 2 offer count, and I'm going to keep this very open. If I'm like probably want to buy something from at least $9 up, more than likely profit of at least $3 and ROI from 20. I understand this is going to produce a lot of junk. I don't really care. I'd rather see it. And let's go other. Let's go. I want to put this from. Let's go 2 days back to here because I know I didn't look through. I looked through flips, but not nearly as intense as I typically do on a weekday. I'm going to leave I'm literally leaving everything on slum. And capture on rank items. We won't go through all of these, but we will hit a big chunk of them. So let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. What do we got here? Flux. Here's a potential item right off the bat. $99. Might have just shown back up on that. There we go. And there's also a business discounting here, which will get this lower. So there would be a $50 profit. So that's cool. That by itself, first one shows up, and this is why I go back through to take a look. I know they've been popping in and out. I think I bought these like here, and they've been going in and out a little bit. I'm not going to buy a ton of them because they are a slightly higher rank. drops a little bit. And I also have seen, when I see this, when I go in and out of stock a couple times, I know that people are having the opportunity to buy them more. And then, let me clarify, there's more people having the opportunity to buy them. So I'm going to, like, I'd be a little more cautious if I'm buying them now, or let's say this video goes up and you're still seeing them show up. There's going to be people that show up, they move a little bit slower. The price is going to come down from the 185. I would anticipate, 169, maybe a little bit lower. It's going to take a month, 2-3 to get these sold. Just understand that. If you're good with that, cool. There's potentially, 40, 80 bucks right there. That pays for your FlipAlert software almost in one flip. Which is pretty cool. Monster, no, we're just gonna keep going. Let's look at this. I don't think that makes sense, but let's open up. There's that guy. That's funny. No, let's keep going. I don't think I can sell that, but I'm gonna look at it. I think I looked that over the weekend, honestly. What is this? No, okay. Let's keep going. There's a little giant. So you're going to see some repeats here as we do this. That's why you're going to see me kind of move a little bit quicker. But I'm still trying to make sure I don't miss things. Just trying to see if anything else that kind of sticks out that I don't remember seeing. I remember seeing the Metamucil, remember seeing the Houston. We obviously saw all these best ORQs. Modern marble paper towel holder. Unlikely, but let's take a look. My serum. I'll look, but unlikely. Most beauty, Franklin Sports. I'll look. No, I'm not gonna look. The graph basically just had like a false positive, and here I'll show what that means real quick. False positive looks something like this, where like price down, then it goes back up and comes back down. So because this drop occurs, this from this 42 down to 17.99 Keepa, it's gonna see it. FlipAlert's gonna see it, but I wouldn't trust this specifically when we go further out. We can see Amazon's 19 to 25 is where they sit at. They're at 17. So if we're going to try to make this fit, worst case 19 on 17 obviously doesn't work. So that's what I meant by that. Oh wow, we can actually sell this slash serum. I'm not going to buy from. I don't feel good about buying makeup. This dude only 27 reviews, not enough reviews for me. Okay, Bloomington home style, Bloomingville. Sorry, not Bloomington. Has a $sign behind it, less likely to get approved. That's another thing. Like on seller applications, if you see a $sign behind it, you're less likely to be approved. Straight restricted. 910 on this. Probably not going to make sense. Even 16 on 910 is not going to. Someone's trying to get the price to go up. Good job for them. Whoever Brook Maze, I need to figure out who they are and what reprice they're using. That's fantastic, but still wouldn't make sense. Let's continue on. I'm just kind of scrolling down, like I said, just kind of scanning, looking for anything that maybe I didn't see last time. Saw that because we're only at 8:07 p.m. We got back to about 5:30 a.m. and we want to get all the way back to like 5 p.m. the previous day. So today is the 12th. We want to get back to the 11th. So in the mornings, this is definitely a much more intense like go through with this. As it is, this is already a 42-minute video with a slight mishap earlier. This is me moving at medium pace. If I didn't have to explain things or recheck things, I would not recheck. If I wasn't explaining things, I can move a little bit quicker. Review, no. It's kind of looking like maybe not. And the graph pop-up gives me more indicator. Coffee, maybe. I've gotten burned on some of this coffee. We're back to here, no. We've saw the Camelback. So that's why like I don't mind setting a looser filter because we've seen most of these. The alternative, what you could do is just set your filter. Set your filter really loose and just go. It's not sexy, it's not like fun, but you could just go straight to this product finder section and just do that. And just go. I like to do it the other way because I still buy some shoes and clothing, so I want to see that. You could put that in here, but if you set the filters that low, or that loose, I should say, you're going to get a crap ton of shoes and clothing that you're going to have to work through. So I like to go the other way and then just kind of come back through here. But it's all personal preference. Some people like one way, some like the other way. There's really no right or wrong to do this, right or wrong way, as long as you're making good analysis on your deals and have a good reason for why you're doing that. So we're back to 5:30 already because we've already did the work on previously. We're somewhere in this range. I recognize this thing. Not really interested in cell phone cases, especially with weird names. There's that jelly cat. I'm probably not buying those. Not probably. I'm not buying those at all. Guess for dads or husband, this is definitely like usually like all clad. Let's look at this. Maybe there's a possibility. Let's go to actually real quick here. I saw my phone a Keepa notification. That's a beautiful thing about setting tracks. Whether Keepa or FlipAlert. See here, only 6 left. They have been sitting even back here at 45. If we assumed 45 at 19, we could probably grab a couple of these, honestly. Yeah, we could probably grab a couple. I'm just seeing if they're going to be available. I've purchased these before, and I think I sold some of them before too. Cool. That's a good indicator as well. I can only buy 2 most of the time. Video games, they kind of hard lock it at 2. That's okay. I'm gonna try. Yeah, they limit you at 2. There's chances this comes around even at 45. I'm gonna try to price up more like at like 50, like 57, 59, maybe up in this range. That potentially is another $50 profit. Plus that shoe would be another probably 20 bucks profit. So there's 50, 20. And if you bought 2 of those drills, there's $100 and some in profit right there. Someone might have actually got the Mario. Someone might have actually bought them up. I only it aired out, but still, we're giving you 150-ish in profit for the day just going through this. Okay, looks like we were able to get 1 Mario. So okay, $23. Boo-hoo. It's fine. Cool. And what I'm going to do for the future is set this for like 25, 24, 25 on FlipAlert as well. Doing that. That's done. That's done. That someone must have, either there's a false positive, something's happening here because it just aired out again. But nonetheless, oh. So I actually made one mistake on the order, and so it's definitely a big thing to make note of. Sometimes Amazon will try to charge you for shipping on the business side of things, and if you break their threshold, you should be able to do that, but they'll still try to charge it to you to ship it to you faster, because you're not using Prime. That's a whole different discussion. With the business side of it, don't use Prime. Don't use Prime because it's against term service, so you don't want to use Prime. Did I say you don't want to use Prime? Okay. With that being said, cool. I'm going to try one more time with this Mario. Nope, this must have been bought out already. Okay, we'll move on. Let's go look at the Claude. All right, 178, 115. Not enough. It's just not enough monies, I don't think. Oh, no, not quite enough. If there was like a business discounting, maybe. But even back here, they were down at 147. Like there's a chance they go back down to this range, and then we're really not in a good spot. So I don't know what this is, and Amazon's out of stock on it. Let's go down. Yeah, they came in for just a little window of time. I'm a little concerned at this straight line for the week, month. It's been a very straight line for whoever that easiness is. Does easiness run this? No, they have. Unlikely, they could, but unlikely. Okay, I got no idea. Maybe they. Okay, there's been different people. Whenever I see a line that steady, it makes me a little hesitant. So it's definitely a possibility if we could potentially get this for 1046. It's probably going to stay good. It looks like some sort of, what is it? Sprinkling. I don't even know what the crap this is, but it doesn't really matter. First, can we sell it? I don't want to get pinged for something I can't even sell. We can now. We know that. We know that Amazon was down at like $7.99, so we'll set this like at like 11 bucks. We keep going, and we keep going. Only one of these. This would probably be something Christmassy, I'm assuming. Yeah, you would have to hold this all the way to Christmas probably to get the peak price. A lot of people are trying to sell them at like 18, 19. Pricing is going to be too expensive. Too many monies. All right, let's keep going. Because I'm trying to get back to 5 p.m. the previous night. Nope. So still 45 minutes. But if I didn't already buy some of the stuff, I would have ran into like $150-ish in profit. If you figured 10-20% drop off on that, you know, $120 for under an hour of work is still, hey, if you're gonna prep it, so figure another half hour. So under 2 hours for $120 an hour, $60 an hour. If you can maintain that, which I'm not saying you can or can't, but if you get to the point where you can maintain that type of level, that's you know over 100K a year, if like profit. Binoculars, nope. All right. Typically, like these overnight times are like where you'll see just things just kind of hanging out that people miss. Partially because when they do the price drops, they won't get all the way far enough back, which I think is a big part of it. So all they're part of it. Sometimes the filters are just too tight and you just kind of miss it. And I'm okay buying like 1, 2, 3 items if I can get, 1, 2, 3 sold a month. Like, and I know a lot of people don't want to deal with that. They want to buy, something that I personally can sell 50 times a month kind of thing. And like, those are great. But there's a lot more other items just hanging out that you can buy 1s, 2s, 3s of as well that have way less competition and still make these magnet blocks. I don't think that makes sense, but let's look. TKDMK, like that, this is gotta be a PL product. Just has to be. Panel, look, no. As you can see, look at all the crap that's just sitting in here. And if you didn't want to have to like filter through it, or if you're a little more risk averse, you could potentially look at doing just Amazon and no third party, or you could make it so there has to be 3 sellers on the listing as well. Look at that. And that would filter more things out. You will miss some things. Like I am okay going through this junk. A lot of this junk that just doesn't make, and I shouldn't say junk, but stuff that doesn't make sense for flips. Let's keep going, keep on. Like I said, I'm trying to get back to like about 5 p.m. the previous day. Let's see if we can get another page. Maybe that. No, we're getting into the weeds of it though, for real. Let's grab some coffee. We are getting into the weeds. This is the boring part that most people don't want to do. You gotta show up, do it every day, even if you're like, man, this sucks. Why am I doing this? Because I don't want to work a job, or I want more money. This is one way you can get more money. I don't think this high is on. No, 5-year care. Okay, nope. Look at this. I don't think that will work, but let's go. I've looked at that before. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, see, a lot of junk overnight. That's okay. Monster mission. Interesting. If you're in the last video, look what's still here. Westcott. Those are still a thing. If you wanted to buy them, if I didn't already buy these, this would be more money. 6-pack. There's some 6-pack that should be selling for like 40 plus business discount, maybe more. And then we could look at potentially getting taking a 6-pack down to a 3-pack, 6-pack down to a potentially single, or a 6-pack potentially up to a 36-pack if it made sense. Yeah, it's restricted. Let's get through this. $22. Neo Field Japan. 30 for Japan each. That's not gonna make sense. That's funny. Did Amazon on this? Like, there's just some serious dips. And either Amazon came in, or there's some weird happy crap liquidation. What a name. Oh, Happy Cap, sorry. I was gonna say, what a name. Even at 21, it doesn't make a ton of sense at all. So nope. One from Yeti. This number 53. I want to look at one day. So we potentially could. No, it's just not enough money. Once again, you'd have to get this up higher, like at the 59 range. Yetis I'm experimenting with a little bit to buy them from them, because as they start going more in and out of stock like this, like my hypothesis is that you can get them up, you maybe get one or two sold up at this price point. Buy them out, these guys start selling through theirs, and we get back up to 59 range. And there's definitely other people, as you can tell, are doing that as well. I'd be curious if we just open a couple of these people's stuff up, are they doing a lot of Yetis or are they not? This was smaller store, 8 Yetis, Stanley's Yetis. Okay, this is more of a clothing person. Nope, okay, maybe not. I'm probably passing on this one, but I'm going to definitely experiment more with it. And once I'm done with the video, I'm going to take a look at it. But I'm probably passing on this one just because of such a long period of time. But there's definitely some like room to kind of think about, like, hey, if we can get this sold up at 59, this makes a lot of sense, even if I just test one. And if Yeti, I've done this on a few and they've yet to come like IP or anything like that. So there's that. Okay, let's move on. LeBron James. Okay, they were at 75. I mean, it's okay. Toy. I'm surprised. I know nothing about this, so I don't know anything. But I'm surprised the James font. It's interesting. Huh. Up here, pricing 113. Even Amazon's on here. I'm going to set a track. I don't know that I would buy this, but I'm going to set a track at like 80 bucks just to see where this goes. See, once I have new information on the market. Oh, Magna Blocks now teaming up with Minecraft. That's dope. I'm not gonna lie. That's real dope. My suspicion is, so it's Grace Duck. Probably Magna Blocks. It's my guess. Grace Duck. Top brands. Yeah, that's just their brand. I'm gonna assume that they're also this brand. There's also some weird. I don't even know. Not something I'm going to doll. I don't even know. I'll be on $1 Unlimited. So maybe this is actually the Magna Block. Maybe there's a couple of them that are allowed to sell on it. I don't know. All of it looks kind of wonky to me, so I'm definitely out. Nope, out on that one. This is another one of those similar Yeti situations. So when they go out of stock, they can sometimes stay out for a while. So if you buy a couple, get them sold, they come back in. This one's had trouble staying in stock. This one, if it was back in, I would definitely consider getting back in stock, I should say. Let's keep going. No. We've seen that. Goodyear belts. A mark. Nope. Personal tower fan. I think that's PL, but I'm gonna open it up. It looks a little less spammy of a title. At this point, I'm looking at a lot of just title and the photo. Nope. We looked at this already, right? Yep, this is one that dropped before. Yep. We just keep on keeping on here. This is where, like, I don't even want to continue, but I'm going to anyway. Because you never, like, most likely there won't be much back here, but there could be. And it's not like it's going to take more than a couple pages to finish this up. Robo vacuum mop combo. Nope. This has a false drop where basically Amazon went on stock, popped up, Amazon came back in stock. There's not enough of those regularly for it to make sense. Nope. $100. I don't really buy those. I've heard that they can be pretty aggressive. Lipstick. I'll look at this. I'm pretty sure I'm getting it on Mac though. Nope. Hopefully you can, here's a perfect example, like hopefully you can understand why I'm not even looking at this wiki home electric spin scrubber curl. You get the idea. Like there's just so much going on here. Looks very PLE. And if you could see the pop over, like the Keepa hover, like it would indicate even more. Let's look at the Yeti. Look at this bell maybe. Unlikely grab bars for shower. No. I don't think I can sell Stanley's. I'm gonna open it up just to try to get approved. Sometimes I'll do that as well, where I'll just open up stuff I like just to kind of question what I actually know about the brand, because it changes over time. I think I've purchased some of these. Unfortunately, I might have purchased a lot of those. We'll look at those real quick, or something like it. Smith Nexus helmet maybe. If we're getting back to, but we're about 8 p.m. here, so we're getting back there in time. Let's see, Cookie Life maybe. Jinx Minecraft. No, this is about where I got to last night. I recognize this guy. I could sell it, but it doesn't make sense. I think it's kind of bigger and bulkier. I'll go back just a little beyond there, and then we'll look at those things, and then we'll wrap everything up. If you made it this far, definitely appreciate you. Hopefully this is providing some sort of value. Like, subscribe, do all those fun things. I will have links below for FlipAlert. As you can see, it definitely can make its money back pretty darn quickly if you're being consistent in using it. Yeah, we're that far back. Okay, cool. Let's look at this. This was the one I looked at last night. You can tell. Yep. I was approved. Let's see. Sell yours and you approve the link. You can sell a collectible. This is interesting. So they halfway ungated you here and collectible, but then they make you regate again. Interesting. So I'm not even approved for that one, which I thought I was. Okay. Amazon, this makes no sense. Okay. Smith, just try to get approved. There's no money sign before it, so there's a high likelihood I get approved. Yep, cool. Looks like this might have just dropped at one point. Yep, 93%. Smith Optics was on here. Interesting. So Smith Optics was here for just a little bit, and they dropped the price down to $198. Even, yeah, there you go. I can understand why someone might want to buy this. Cool. These guys, yeah, these aren't looking so hot anymore. These were looking a lot better. Sadness. Amazon was at 37 up very recently. 37, 34. 30 on up to 90. So if, let's go set it for 40 track right here. All right, start that. All right, still can't sell Stanley. Bell XRs, try to get approved. Doesn't mean I will be approved. Nope, we need 100 units for Bell. I'm not buying 100 of those from that. No way, no. Yeti's out. Oh, did they come back in? They came back in for a little bit, and they're back up to 84. So that was 38 back to 84. I'm going to set a track. So let's go 42. There we go. I'm not anticipating being approved to sell this. Let's see. Usually it's like luxury beauty. You need 100 units. At least you're giving you an option to get approved if you really wanted to work through that process. Toyberg. Okay, so this is actually kind of like a random toy. It actually is cool. Jugamons. It's like, I don't know, they're trying to rip off like Pokemon or something. Can't sell it. Amazon. Jeez, Toyberg has been just straight chilling on this listing. I don't know if they bought out a closeout or what. Amazon was here at $17.99. We're going to track this. like 20, 25. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through my price drops up top, just in case. And we only got to go back like 23 minutes. We can already see this guy that we saw earlier, so that's not up there. That's PL. And if we even want to go back to call, let's say it's 10:09 now. Here, let's see, even if we went back to like 9:30, just to be ultra safe, make sure maybe that's there. There was that Super Mario Galaxy that I mentioned. I'm actually curious, is it finally gone? I feel like someone had to have snapped. It shows only 2 left. I'm going to try to get it again. I'm anticipating I can't get it. Maybe. Here we go. We're able to actually get one through. Shows you the power of like just like being persistent and rechecking. Got it to go through. We could. That was airing out. Wouldn't let me do that. So I got the one to go through. I would like to. They said there's 2 of them, so I got one to go through. I'm gonna go back and try to get a second one to go through. I mean, he had 35, but we can get him up at like 52. Actually, no, that makes no sense, does it? Let me look. What were they? I thought they were less. They were 19. Just kidding me. Oh, they moved them up, but let's look. For the sake of arguments, if it's 35, no, actually doesn't. Just kidding. So Amazon adjusts their price. I have to cancel that one as well. Unfortunately, I got kind of excited, I'm not gonna lie. It is what it is. Cool. All right, continue. This one, let's try to get approved for this real quick. It is another money sign thing. It's less likely to be approved for those, but I have got approved, so I keep going. Yeah, this was $19.99. Yep, I screwed that one up. All right. Fortunately, in a matter of like 20 minutes, those things are already back up on price. There's that drill that we ran across. If we wouldn't have seen it, so this is probably about when we shifted over. Because I remember seeing the drill when we switched over to the product finder. Other than that, I think yeah, we're back to seeing other things. So there's the entire process of what I do and what I go through. If you liked it, you want to see more of it, let me know. Leave some comments. Definitely apologize for the technical issues in the beginning. Like, subscribe. I'll leave a link to FlipAlert. I do get a small kickback on that. Full disclosure, I'm also a moderator in the buy box. So like, definitely going to promote something in a community I want to be in. You can get up to 4 coachings a month, whether it's with me or Chad or other people that source and other like-minded people that do a lot of FlipAlert and things like that. I'll leave a link down there as well. I will see you guys in the next one. Later.